Hi, everyone, and welcome to the HeroX Innovator screencast. My name is Liz Treadwell, and I am the head of user engagement at HeroX. Today, I'm going to give you an overview on how to participate in one of our amazing challenges, as well as highlight some of the features that you have available to you as an innovator on our platform. So assuming that you've discovered the power of crowdsourcing and you found HeroX and you want to get involved. So what do you do next, right? The first step to crowdsourcing is to find a project that interests you. A lot of the other crowdsourcing platforms out there focus on a particular industry or niche subject area. The great thing about HeroX is that we have a very large variety of challenges. We have ones ranging from arts and design to software development and prototype building. So we pretty much have it all. And so you're on our website. This is our homepage. You can either opt to log in if you already have an account or sign up, assuming that you don't. Otherwise, to kind of browse what we have available, you're going to want to scroll down. And you can take a look at a little background on HeroX, as well as a little video on how it works in case you want to get kind of the full picture of how crowdsourcing operates on our platform. And then when you get to the live crowdsourcing challenges heading, that's where you want to be. So we've kind of handpicked some competitions that we feature here, either because they're popular or new. We put them so people can check them out. And then if you click this See All button, which I'm actually just going to flip over to my next tab here, you'll get taken to our full Explore page, as we call it. So this will list all of our currently active competitions, as well as ones that are in the judging stage, and then also ones that have been won already. So what we try and do is encourage our challenge sponsors to make their titles as clear as possible. This way, when you're scrolling through our Explore page, you're able to easily scan through the titles and locate one that's relevant to you. In addition to that, you can use this Search and Filter and Sort button. Select by Enter the Challenge. That means it's currently active and accepting submissions. And then you can pick a particular category. You can see technology, nonprofit, education, so on and so forth. And then if you want to see the newest ones, you would click on that. Otherwise, it defaults to popular. And then you click the orange Apply button. And then it'll show all those challenges that fall within those parameters that you filled out. So we're actually going to move to a different challenge, but once you've found one that, by the title and what you can see on the image and the preview of the short description, there's one that you like, you can go ahead and click on this little preview, or as we call them, the challenge cards, and be taken directly to the page. So now that you've found one that you're interested in, there's some key areas of the page that you'll want to look at to get the details of what the request is from the sponsor and what the goals of the challenge are. So on this kind of top header part, you have the image, the title, a short description, and then as well as all of the tags or those categories you saw in that filter button right here. In addition, you'll see the stage it's currently in, the prize amount, and then depending on the challenge, there's usually a countdown timer showing you how much time is left in a particular phase. So if it's in the enter stage, it'll usually count down to when the submission deadline is. But other than that, you're going to want to go down to these tabs over here, and the first one you'll want to look at is the overview section. This will usually contain background information on the problem that is needing a solution, as well as a bit about the organization or individual who's sponsoring it. So you can kind of see that that's the case on this particular competition. Right next to that is the guidelines section. This is a pretty important section. This is where you'll find all of the details relating to the challenge. This includes any specifications that the potential solutions should meet, how those solutions will be evaluated, also known as the judging criteria, as well as the breakdown of how the prize will be awarded, so if there's one prize or multiple ones, and then the rules. The guidelines are also where you can find if there are any eligibility requirements, such as you have to be a certain age or older, or if there's any geographic location restrictions. And so you can see scrolling down through the case challenge, kind of exactly how I described. The next most important section or tab is the timeline. This is where you're going to find all of the key dates. So when the challenge opened, when the submission deadline is, and then when winners are expected to be announced. Submission deadlines can change. They usually get extended, if anything. So be sure to check the page regularly if you're planning on submitting. Some challenge sponsors will send you a notification if they end up extending the deadline, but not all do. So you're going to want to double check if you're interested in one in particular. Some other tabs that might be helpful to you include the forum. This is where you can ask questions to the sponsor or get involved in discussions with other innovators. Next is the community tab, which is where you'll see all the people who have signed up, as well as what teams have been created. This is also where you'll find our team matching feature, which you can see the button right here, and I'll go into that a little bit more shortly. And then finally, and it's not on this particular page, but some other challenge pages will enable a resources section. It'll be kind of right here where this press one is. And that's where the sponsor will post documents or templates that might be a required component of your submission, or at least might be some sort of helpful information to help you actually develop your submission. Like I said, you might not see the resources tab activated across all of our challenges, but if you do, I highly recommend taking a look at the contents because there's probably something helpful in there. All right, so once you've found a challenge that you're interested in and want to participate, you'll want to register for it so you can get access to the submission form. So what we'll do is kind of just go through that process so you can see what it looks like. So you just click the Accept Challenge button, either this one here or this one right up here, either way. And then if you haven't logged in already to your HeroX account, you will be prompted to do so. I have one already. And so I will log in. And then once you do that, you'll be taken to the competitor agreement or intellectual property structure for the challenge. So as it says at the top, please read it carefully. Make sure that you agree with all of the terms. And if you don't, you can click decline and just be taken back. It will not register you for the challenge and you will not have access to the submission form. But if you're good with all the terms and conditions in this agreement, and each one is different for each challenge, however, they should follow a similar structure, you can click this orange Accept button. And then at this point, you will be able to either decide to compete as an individual, or you can create a team or join a team. So if you click the I want to create my own team, you can actually put in email addresses for people you'd like to join it. Then you'll be able to create a name for it, things like that, and then you'll actually have your own team page. If you don't create a team at the time of registration, that's fine. You can still do so after you've signed up. I'll show you here in a minute, but once we've completed our registration, you'll see a Create a Team button just below where you start drafting your entry. And then if you have a friend that's already on the HeroX platform, you can actually have them request to join your team by just sending them a link to your team page once you've created it. So let's go back and I will show you. See right here, that's where you can create a team even if you decide to opt out during the actual registration process. And so that's what it looks like when you have actually successfully registered. So if you do create a team, the person who creates it, also known as the captain, will have all administration capabilities for it. So that means that they will actually need to be the one who starts the draft of the submission, so it's actually credited to the team name. Once they begin that initial draft, other team members are able to go in and make edits or contribute to a particular question or field. And then any team members, including the captain, are able to finalize the submission for the judging stage. So if your captain isn't available to submit it before the deadline, someone else can go in and do so. Okay, and so as I mentioned earlier, there's a team matching section within this community tab. So if you click on it, you will see this is where individuals who are seeking teams can advertise their expertise, as well as teams who are looking for particular individuals with a certain skill set or knowledge can make it known to the community that they're looking for another person to join their team. So if you want to add yourself to this section, just click Add Myself up here in the right corner, and then it'll have some fields where you can fill it out, and it will get posted to this section. If you find a team or individual within here that you would like to collaborate with, just click on their username or team name, and that will take you directly to their profile page or their team page. And I'll show you what that looks like. And then you can actually message them directly. So for this one, you could request to join, or you could click on the captain's profile and then message them through here. All right, so that's the team matching section. This is a great section where people can find each other. So we definitely like to see people use it. You can see the join team button is actually also right here on the page, which makes it convenient. Okay, so by this point, you found a challenge you're interested in. You've decided to participate either as an individual or a team, and now comes the most important part, which is submitting your entry. So once again, if you still see the Accept Challenge button here, that means you haven't completed your registration yet. Do that first, and then once you see the Begin Entry button, you'll know that you are successfully registered. So to begin your submission, just click this button. And so a lot of our submission forms will typically look the same. They usually have a title, as you can see here. Some of them also have an option to upload an image, and then as well as include a short description. So this one in particular just kept the title. So there is some important information here that the sponsor has included. And then below there, you can see each field that is required to fill out. We'll have an asterisk next to it. And then sometimes there's some help text below it, which can help you while you're filling it out. So once you register for a challenge, you're actually more than welcome to come in and actually start a draft. As you can see at the top, this is only a draft. You can start it, fill in some of the fields. Even if you skip over ones that have an asterisk, that's okay. It'll allow you to save and preview. And then you can come back in at any time and then make additional contributions to it, edit other stuff, save it again. You can even actually fill out your whole submission form in one go if you'd like, or over the course of a couple days, and then finalize it for judging. And then if for some reason you need to make edits, you can actually unfinalize your entry, make edits to it, and then refinalize it. You can do that as many times as you would like, leading up to the submission deadline. However, once the submission deadline passes, no edits can be made and no new entries submitted. And so obviously we've seen a lot of these challenges run. So a piece of advice is to at least submit your entry a few hours prior to the deadline, if not, a day or two. You don't want to have any last minute technical issues prevent you from submitting a potentially winning idea. We've seen it a few times, obviously, so get it in as early as you can. Don't wait until that very last minute. So that's pretty much all I have for you. I hope you found this super helpful. If you have any questions about, submitting an entry or just about HeroX in general, you can actually message us through our live chat, which I minimized before, but here it is. You just click right here and it'll send a message to our team and we'll respond. Otherwise, you can email us at gethelp@herox.com. That's GETHELP@herox.com. Once again, I hope you found this helpful, and we look forward to seeing you as a winner on one of our challenges in the future. Take care.